We are live right here.
Okay. Get this going.
Are we live over there?
We are live.
Hello, everybody. Good evening tonight. We are excited to be here one more time. So we are happy to be here. And my son told me that, well, told you guys last week, that we was going to have a part 2 on love.
That's right.
Love in marriage.
That's
So we're going to dive into that. But first, I think, are you going to go over your notes?
Yeah. Okay. So as you all know, we want to be brief tonight. I know it's Memorial Day. Some of y'all probably on the grill, having a few drinks of Kool-Aid. But we wanted to come on here and be consistent. We said we're going to come on here on Mondays.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to do. Just be consistent. So we're going to jump right in. We're not going to keep you all long tonight.
Nope.
We left off last week on chapter 6 in Proverbs on the major takeaways. And I got some major takeaways for chapter 7. I'm going to jump right into it. So Proverbs chapter 7, the major takeaway, number 1, is you want to store up God's word in your heart. Store up God's word in your heart. What does that mean? The word of God is your internal defense system. If you don't treasure it, you'll fall for counterfeits.
Okay.
Number 2, temptation often looks harmless at first. Sin doesn't start with the fall. It starts with the curiosity and poor positioning.
Okay, I like that. Ooh.
I know, right? Number 3, seduction is subtle, strategic, and spiritual. Watch this. The spirit of seduction knows how to appeal to your emotions, ego, and unmet needs. It mixes flatter with false peace.
Oh, I know. We're going to talk about that.
And we're going to talk about that because we're talking about love tonight, right?
Yes.
And we're going to jump into love when it comes to marriage. So remember that when it comes to seduction, it's subtle, strategic, and spiritual. Number 4, unchecked desires lead to destruction. When you choose temptation over truth, you move blindly towards destruction. And number 5, I'm going to give you this one. Even the strong can fall.
Oh, yes.
Even the strong can fall. And we heard about that plenty of times in the Bible. You got David. You got all these mighty men. Samson, right? And nobody is immune. Wisdom is required even when the wise, and even for the wise and the strong.
Right.
Okay?
It is required, yes.
Oh, I got to read this last one.
Oh.
I wasn't going to read, but I got to read this one.
Got to read it, man.
The spirit of lust leads to spiritual death.
Oh, gosh.
And I was literally reading this book right here.
What's that?
It's called The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz, and it talks about that inside this book a little bit.
Okay.
But seduction leads not just to emotional or physical consequences, but spiritual ruin if unrepented.
Ooh, if what?
Unrepented.
So if you make a mistake, you got to say sorry, God.
You got to say
change
sorry,
your
God.
ways.
You got to repent, right?
You got to turn around from
Nobody say that we perfect, right? We all make mistakes.
I'm perfect.
You perfect?
Yes.
I thought I was too.
Oh, okay.
But here's the reality, guys. Nobody's perfect, right? So if you make a mistake, you have to make sure you repent of those sins.
Turn around. Turn away from it. Change it. Okay, so tonight is about love, like I said. So welcome to Walking Against the Current. We're happy to be with you tonight. Lawrence is diving in. He ain't playing tonight. He jumps right into it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my hair's a little different tonight, y'all. Y'all like this little different color on me?
Yeah,
it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Got my Shaka Khan look going on tonight. Shaka Khan. So I'm just trying to try something different. I actually went out today and somebody was like, why is your hair red?
What you
and
told
I was
him?
like, listen, just being a little different today. Change is always good. I was getting on to him just now about that water, right? Can't have water.
Don't have the water on her table.
Don't have no water on wood.
Don't mix the water on wood.
That's right. So introduction tonight is going to be about the power of love in relationships.
Yes.
Some of you guys are married. Some of you are aspiring to get married. Some of you have been married. Some of you just don't ever want to be married.
That's right.
Again, period.
Or at all.
Exactly. So the power of love in a relationship, in my note says love as a force of unity and healing. How love requires, and we talked about this, daily nurturing and being intentional,
Yeah.
intentional, excuse me.
Yeah.
So kind of, sort of, I'm going to just talk off the grid right now.
Okay.
When you're in a marriage, tell me some of the things that you can do to be more intentional that people need to know, and making sure your wife feels secure, making sure she feels loved and honored. What does that look like when we say we look at our notes and we say love requires daily nurturing? What does that look like, daily nurturing and intentional? Being intentional. What does that look like? Give me some examples. Give the people some examples, because you're married.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start with the word.
Okay.
Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church."
Okay.
Right. And there's so many. We got a lot of people watching tonight. Okay, what's going on, y'all? What's going on?
People said we gotta answer their comments. So can we?
Yeah.
Can we? There's any comments out there yet?
No comments. People just tuning in.
Okay.
People tuning in on TikTok.
Yay!
TikTok, what's up, y'all? We see y'all.
We see y'all. Okay. Oh, that's Instagram right there.
We see y'all on there. Listen, Doctor, like this post, share it, highlights, get your followers. Let's get it. So, when it comes to love and the marriage relationships, I think the biggest thing that's important for men to do, right, and it has to go both ways, in my opinion.
Okay.
Slide back this way a little bit.
Okay. Let me get back in the camera. Okay. All right.
I think the biggest thing we have to do is to make sure that we are attentive.
What does that mean?
So attentive means that we have to make sure that that's something I had to learn. When you work in a job or you have a business or you very busy, right? You have to make sure the same way you have a calendar for your day, and you schedule business meetings, you schedule all these different things, you have to schedule time for your wife, you have to schedule times for your children.
Okay.
Because I think that is so important that you have that allotted time specifically for your spouse, whether it's your husband or your wife, right?
Okay.
And let it be uninterrupted time.
Ooh, okay.
I know for me, a lot of times my children, my wife, they would complain when you come home and daddy come home, you're on his phone.
Right.
When we watching a movie, right? We was watching Lilo and Stitch the other night, and they complained that daddy was texting on his phone.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm like, y'all. So even for me, it's hard to find that balance because life, like you said, life is about balance.
Absolutely.
Some people that are successful would say there is no balance.
Man, please.
Right? People would say that.
I know.
There is no balance. They would say because in order to reach your goals, I heard a quote. They said, if you're comfortable, that means your family's uncomfortable. Right? If I'm comfortable, that means your family is uncomfortable. Right? And there's some validity in that, in my opinion, because it's like if I'm just lackadaisical, not doing anything, as a man, I'm just
But
relaxing.
that's so broad, though.
It is
that's
broad.
so broad.
It is broad. And the flip side is, if I'm uncomfortable, then my family is comfortable. And I like that one personally because just how, you know how my mom be going.
I mean,
1,000 miles a minute. I look at that like this, right? If I'm always striving to the next level, striving to do something, that's uncomfortable. Because I'm having to go into different rooms. I'm having to meet new people. I'm having to get out my comfort zone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But by doing that, a lot of times the reward outweighs the risk. And a lot of times when you do that, right, I'm uncomfortable. But by me making those sacrifices and making the money, doing different things, my family in return is comfortable.
So they say. Now, like we said, we real, right?
So we have these conversations all the time, off camera. We talk like that.
We talk like this all the time. So I would say, I don't know how comfortable they are, because if they want you, if they want your time, if they want you off that device, whatever it is, iPad, phone,
I got the joke.
Whatever it is, if they want you off that device, then they're probably not comfortable. Because the reality in life is, I always say success is relative, right? It depends on. I'm looking at you, but we're talking to the world right now, right? Success is relative. I mean, some people look at, how I feel about that. Success is not, it's just not one box. It's so big.
It's broad.
I literally, thank you, that's the word, it's broad. I literally like to watch documentaries, and in some of those documentaries, I see people that are rural, and they're living what we would consider very, very limited lifestyles, but they're happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're uncomfortable, like you said, your family's comfortable, I don't know if I agree with that all the way.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And it's okay to have different views on things, right?
Yes, we always do this. We battling.
We battle all the time because here's the reality. And it's like a double-edged sword.
It is.
Because it's like, you look at somebody who's in the NBA, right? They're making, or NFL. They got these $100 million contracts. They travel from state to state, city to city. They're not home.
Right.
They can't make it to all the games and all the birthday parties, and everything, because they have a job to do. So the family's comfortable
financially.
Right? They're comfortable financially. They got the house, the car, whatever, but they're comfortable. They may not be necessarily happy, but it's
well, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So they gotta be happy. You got a Rolls Royce in the you got a Rolls Royce in the mansion. You better be happy.
I look at the kids because I work with kids.
Right.
I work with students,
and I did too. And I worked on both ends of the spectrum. I worked with kids in urban cities, inner cities, who struggled with not having the love because dad was in jail or dad was deceased or mama was. They watched mama struggle working 2, 3, 4 jobs.
Right.
And those kids a lot of times they cherish mama.
Right.
Because they watch mama bust her butt and do this and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I work with kids who was more privileged and parents wasn't there all the time.
Right.
And they complain about money. I mean, they complain about time. And parents not. But it's like, how do you find that balance?
How do you? What's that word again?
That's my
word. It got to be a balance. Okay, so that's a good start. There has to be a balance. So keeping what's that? That's right. That's right. So keeping love strong.
But I still say.
Watch out.
I still say. Top of my lungs. I still say if the man or the breadwinner is uncomfortable, the family gonna be comfortable. Because you don't think Steph Curry, LeBron James is uncomfortable, not being at every event.
Yes, they are uncomfortable. I'm just not 100% on board with the family being comfortable for the simple fact that there is just too many people that their family members are out here making lots of money, having big things, but the children are suffering still. So I'm always going to be on that side of really at the core of what makes us happy is relationships.
Absolutely.
Communication.
Yes.
That is the human basic need, like you said, universal.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, I agree. Nobody wants to live in, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people.
Some people like that.
Most fathers want to provide a home for their children, a comfortable lifestyle, and they make them have choices.
Absolutely.
Like your kids, you want to do this, you want to do that, and you don't have to always do something because you have no other choice.
And that's what you taught me too.
Right.
You said in life we always have choices.
That's why it's about education now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But still, it's about choices, right?
It's about choices. But everything, again, got to go back to that balance. It got to go back to that balance. So
and one thing you taught me too.
Right.
One thing you taught me too. It will be flowing. One thing you taught me too was, you want to make sure your wife have options too.
Yes.
Like you want to make sure when you marry a woman that she has the option to want to work.
Yes.
Or choose to be home with the children.
Yes.
But in order to do that,
you got to be uncomfortable.
I got to be uncomfortable.
You
see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I gotta get that out there.
I'm not saying he's totally wrong because I'm a little bit on the mindset that women should be home with the children. Not saying that I'm against women getting an education. Not saying I'm against women doing their things out there to what they love. But I am so on the belief system that children...
They need their parents.
Well, they just do so much better when they're with their mama. And their mama have the ability not to be stressed out about daycare and worrying about the daycare is going to make sure that the kids are safe. You are just basically waking up and doing your job, and you're impacting your children yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to always be the impact on my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I did go to work, but I made sure I worked around my schedule to be as impactful as I possibly can be and still make some bread.
Yeah.
Well, no. Go ahead, flow.
Okay.
Go ahead with
it. So to your point, right? You've always worked jobs that you made sure you was available for us, right?
Right.
Which was very appreciative to us.
Right.
I don't think we realized that as kids growing up. But, you always worked jobs to where if we needed to, you was able to come to the school.
Right.
You was able to pick us up. You had to go to the doctor's appointment.
Right.
You was home during you was off during the summer times with us. Right. But, not saying this is true, but one might say, was that truly your passion? Did you truly work the job you wanted to do? Or did you work a job because you was making sure you was comfortable as your children?
I think for me, it was always going to be like, I made the decision to have children. It was my responsibility to make sure they were with me and with nobody else. So I look at that. What was my passion to be a mom? It was definitely my passion to be available for my kids.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying, you was a...
Did I sacrifice some of my dreams?
Yes.
Yes, you do it when you're a parent. I don't even care if you're rich.
Right. So that comment wasn't necessarily... That statement wasn't necessarily about being rich or poor. It was more so that I just believe that if you're uncomfortable, and uncomfortable could be defined by so many different specimens of what somebody may define as uncomfortable.
But I think when you said it, I heard like I'm out here grinding. I'm out here. I know you, so we're talking about you.
But that's me though.
But we're talking about grinding.
Everybody might not grind like that.
No, everybody not out grinding, but a lot of times people that are grinding like that, it's for the bigger things in life.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like when you out there grinding, what you grinding for? What you grinding for?
Make some more money.
Meanwhile, I'm like, hey, let's just go to the beach. It's free. You know, I always told you that.
You do.
Find the things to do that's not necessarily costing you money.
And I've learned that.
That you can just appreciate life's simple pleasures. That's always going to be my mantra, because I truly believe that we are chasing so many things and so much stuff, and we miss out on what's really important. You wake up one day, your kids are grown. It's like, where the hell did the time go? Yeah, I said, where the hell did the time go? You know, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what I'm learning now, because I'm looking at my daughter. You know, Leah's 13.
Oh man,
Junior is going to be 10. You know, Kira's going to be 9. And I'm like, in a few more years, they're going to be in high school, going to college. So I'm trying to learn. Well, not trying, because you can't really try to do anything. But I'm learning that I have to learn to recalibrate, and keep the main thing. You know, and that all ties back into love. You know, when it comes to your spouse, when it comes to your children, you know what I'm saying? Love means sacrifice.
It does.
Love means patience and forgiveness.
So it goes back to what you said about I sacrificed some of my dreams and some of my desires, because I felt like it was more important for me to love my kids and be available to my children than it was important for me, because I chose to have you. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, kind of sort of what I want to do should be somewhat on the back burner, because right now my job from God, because he has trusted me to have children. So my job is to raise my kids, you know what I mean, to the best of my ability. Right. So I wasn't necessarily thinking about myself, because I think being a parent, a real mother, is you're being selfless. Selfless. What's the bigger picture here? The bigger picture is I need to be a mom to my kids. I got to make some impact. Yeah. You know what I mean? So tying back to love, what'd you say? Love is sacrifice? Love is
sacrifice, is patience and forgiveness. And going back to your question you asked me, I think it's important that, you know, I got in my notes, serving without expecting a return.
Right.
Because a lot of times when you argue with your significant other, you know, sometimes you want to be right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or affirmations, speaking words of affirmations about the person.
Okay.
You know, not always speaking down about the person. I don't think we realize how powerful our words are.
Oh, we don't realize it. We don't realize it.
Just the power of our tongue, of what we can create with our significant other, with our friends, with our loved ones, by telling them how powerful they are, by telling them you are enough, you can do it, you can get this done. You know what I'm saying?
I remember, speaking of that, and it's about love, because I love my son, I love my daughters, I love my kids, right? So I remember when Lawrence was get ready to go to college, he's looking at me like, what kind of story are you going to tell now? He was taking an exam, and when he was taking the exam, he was like giving up. And I was like, man, you better pass that exam. I said, you better do your best on that exam. And he was like, maybe I just can't do it. And what did I say to you?
I did.
I basically said to him, you can do it. You will do it, and you gotta put in your mindset like you have no other choice. You gotta get it done.
Yep.
So those words impacted him, because he did do it.
And you always use the example of talking about the slaves.
Oh, that was one of my favorite examples I would give my kids. Like sometimes we would go to like an amusement park or something, and you would have to park far. And there were times when they done played and spent all your money for the night, because you love them. You sit out there all night with them, spending all your money, going to the fair.
That's
you know, spending every dime you got because you love them and you want them to have a good time, right? That's love, right?
It
is. Love. So I remember when they was wore out at the end of the night, when y'all be like, Mom, can you bring the car up? I'm too tired. And I would always tell them, I said, look, the slaves had to walk miles to get somewhere. The slaves had to walk miles for freedom. You can't walk these little steps. You're going to walk tonight.
That's right.
You're going to figure it out. And that was it was my example to say, push yourself in life.
Yeah.
Stop always giving up so easily. Push. Because if you don't have no choice, you get it done.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You have no choice, you get it done. And that saying about the slaves helped me through so many exams, so many different things. And fast forward, you know, by the grace of God, I was able to obtain 2 master's degrees.
Now here he was saying he couldn't pass the test.
Yeah.
But I always believed in him.
How old was I? What, 17, 18?
He was like 17.
Yeah.
And he was mad at me because I was pushing him hard. And my other daughter's another one that when she would be in the bed and I can't do it. I'm like, get your butt up and do it. I don't want to hear about excuses.
But she was being loud. Was people in the room.
I wasn't being loud.
He wasn't being. He was like, come on, take the test again. Retake it again. I was like, come on, man. Shh.
Wait, did somebody say something?
No, people just
Okay.
thank you so much for adding your highlights. Dr. Delisha, thank you so much.
Yes.
So I'll be like, Ma, come on. Because I was always so embarrassed. And man, this book talks about that.
Right.
It's so profound.
Right.
But I want to read something out of this book. Shout out to Nuri Muhammad.
Yes, Nuri Muhammad, if you're watching, if somebody know him, let him know that we love him and we'd love to have him come on and talk.
So this book is called The Mathematics of the Mind. I already finished this book, right? But I highlighted a section of this book that I wanted to read.
I always told him highlight.
That's right. It said, remember this wife, remember this husband. It is more important to praise what you want to raise than it is to criticize or critique what you do not want more of.
Ooh, that's good.
Right? So think about it. And it goes back to the power of words.
Right.
When you have a wife, when you have a husband, it's more important to praise what you want. So if your wife is not cleaning up the house, or a husband, say, baby, I love you to clean the house.
Right.
You know, I love the way you cook.
Okay.
You know, I love when you make that smothered chicken and pork chops and them lima beans.
Even though it's dry sometimes.
Even though it's dry. Or even though, she can't cook. Or he can't cook, right? But it's almost like start speaking life into things that you want done.
Speak life.
Speak life versus critique. Oh, why you don't cook? Why you don't clean?
Right.
That makes the person derail off the tracks and be like, no, why am I cooking? Why am I cleaning?
You're always complaining.
Right. But to say, baby, I love when you give me a massage. I love when you kiss my forehead. You know what I'm saying? Start to praise what you want. You know what I'm saying? So
really, that's what's going to go back to what I was saying earlier. I'm telling you, I was married for almost 24 years, so
give him a testimony about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, the bottom line was I was married for 24 years, and I was under the school of thought is that love is long-suffering, and marriage is long-suffering, so I made sure that I didn't just give up right away, year 1, year 2, things get rough. You have to really stick it out.
Yeah.
But it takes 2 to make a successful marriage.
It does.
And no matter how much I may have wanted my marriage to work, I needed a partner that wanted the same thing. You know what I mean? And in my case, I didn't. My partner had, I believe, PTSD and depression issues, and it was never clinically diagnosed. Let me say that. I don't want nobody suing me. But that was my belief system, and so I realized that at the end of the day, what I wanted, wasn't the same thing that they wanted. So I had to eventually live for myself and find peace and joy for myself. But I will say that marriage is worth fighting for. And marriage really does need 2 people actively working at it.
Yeah.
What are some of the tricks that the devil uses to break up marriage? That was one of the things that I had wrote in my notes. I'm looking for it, and I want to talk about it. Oh, he uses temptation, like you were saying, and he uses division, turning small disagreements into major conflicts, because that's what you said just now, how something like that, when you was opposed to saying, like when you come home and the food is dry. You know what I mean? So it don't taste good. You might have to act like you're eating it in front of your wife or your husband, and maybe when they turn him on, you might have to chuck it in the garbage. Because you're doing that because you love them more. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? You have to love, man.
Unless they got to cook for an event. It's like, oh, baby, hold on.
Oh, no. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that. Husbands get embarrassed when their wife food's not good.
Oh, my God.
But my ex-husband couldn't say that because he would be so proud of me cooking, like, Liz got it. And check it out. Liz did have it, Liz had it under control. But also, the number one tool of the devil that he uses, we talked about this, is pride.
Oh my God.
Pride is the number one breakup of marriage and outside of infidelity.
Ooh.
Money, pride, infidelity are those 3 of the major things that Satan uses.
Yep.
And sometimes, like we talked about it before, when you're in a marriage, the pride sometimes prevents you from saying I'm wrong and I'm sorry.
I know. That pride is a bad
That
one.
pride it always comes right back.
I'm telling you.
If you know you're wrong and you know you didn't do something right, ladies, I'm telling you, I say it all the time, we have to be more gentle. We have to be more on our game. One thing about me, I always worked. I mean, I chose, like I said, jobs that benefited my children. but I always took care of my responsibility at home. You can't say, like, my kids can't say that, oh, we had dirty sheets. We didn't have laundry done.
Listen, we could not get in the bed. So that has been adopted in my house.
Yes.
So, like, I grew up, my mom, you know, you could not walk inside the house with your shoes on. Shoes came up at the door because she was like, you're not getting my carpets dirty.
That's right.
You know, you could not get inside your bed with outside clothes on.
No, you couldn't.
You know? So
right.
you could not sit on the bed. You couldn't do nothing. So you had to make sure when you come home, you take a shower before you sit on any of the beds.
That's right.
And I have adopted that in my house. Even my father.
Right.
You know, I talked about this, I think, earlier in some of the podcasts. Like, his house, growing up, and I used to go to his house as a kid. On Saturday morning, how you could lounge in the crib with your pajamas on. He didn't play that.
No, he didn't play that.
Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, you had to be up, in the shower, teeth brushed, and fully dressed.
Yeah, fully dressed.
Just to sit in the house.
Just to sit in the house.
You know
military.
what I'm saying? Military style.
Yes,
So
he did.
that's where a lot of my stuff came from with my children and my mom. But my mom, you know, you wasn't like that. You was like, you could stay in the house.
Yeah, I was always laid back on Saturday.
Yeah, wear me pajamas all day.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, if his father came to pick him up and he wasn't dressed, that was a little bit of a disagreement with us. Why is he not dressed? It's 10 o'clock. I'm like, it's Saturday. It's 10 o'clock, you know. So he was huge on, I'm always was on that, I got that balance thing, you know. Saturday, come on, sleep in a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We work hard all week. You can kind of relax on Saturday. But you had to clean up on Saturday.
You had to clean up on Saturday.
Had to clean
for
up
sure.
on Saturday.
Saturday was cleanup day. Wash your clothes, all that.
Yes.
But even going back to my father, like, that was his love language.
Right.
You know, and even dealing with love, you have to understand people's versions of love.
Right.
And understand how they receive love and how they was taught love, because everybody's not taught love the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I had to learn is
That's the most different languages of love.
different language of love.
Right.
You know, we ain't talking about just the affirmations and the gifts and all those types of things. We talking about just how someone receives love.
That book was powerful.
It was
the
powerful.
The love language. That is very powerful.
But people
book.
get that so confused. Like, that's the only ones.
Right.
Right.
That's not the only.
Everybody
ones.
may not fall in that particular category,
No.
or they may be part of all the categories.
Right.
But you have to understand people, and that's why it's important to get a relationship with God, to understand and discern through the Holy Spirit, to understand what somebody may be going through, understand their story, and be willing.
Yes, their past is
their
important.
past, and understand, look at things through their lenses.
Right. Look
You
at
know what I
things
mean?
through their lenses. So, what do men need the most from a woman in a marriage? And here's the thing that I felt was the most important thing, and I failed. I will admit that I failed in my marriage with this. Men need respect.
Woo.
Men need support, physical and emotional closeness.
Ay, 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 ay. But that's true. That's true.
Respect piece is important to a man.
It
like
is.
when I was married when I was in my 20s, so honestly, I was brought up in the mindset that I was a strong black woman and you wasn't going to disrespect me kind of mindset, which is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you ain't strong, but that mindset, bringing it into your marriage is wrong, because you don't have to prove that you're strong. Your strength should come from within.
Yes.
You don't have to say it all the time. You know what I mean? If you're beautiful, you don't have to keep saying, look at me, I'm beautiful. Look at me, I'm beautiful. If you're beautiful, you're beautiful.
Right.
So you don't have to always say, I'm a strong black woman, I'm a strong black man, or whatever you be up there saying with a black fist in the air.
Oh, I can do bad all by myself.
Oh, that's the worst thing
That's
you
the
can say.
worst
Say
one.
that again.
I can do bad all by myself.
When you say those words to a man, you basically have closed the door to that man wanting to do anything for you.
Yeah.
Or you can do bad by yourself? Let's see how that plays.
And look at the words. I can do bad,
all by myself. Right.
Like, you literally speaking that on yourself.
Right,
You
you're
know what I'm
speaking
saying?
it. And you're saying that what I'm doing is bad.
Yep.
So now if you're saying what I'm doing is bad and I think I'm doing good, then guess what? You done shut me down, because you might be thinking you're doing good. So saying those words, we got to get away from that. Please don't say those words. Now, I got to tell you what women need.
Okay.
We ain't going to just talk about what the men need.
Okay.
So we need sacrificial love. We need that.
Yes.
Integrity, and we need to see a man in leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on, y'all.
A man in what?
Leadership.
Okay. So
Okay.
the man got to be a little bit uncomfortable.
I don't know about that. We need integrity from our men.
Yeah.
We definitely need to see that integrity piece. We don't want no lying husband. We don't want somebody saying they're gonna do something, they don't keep their word.
Keep their word.
They don't keep their word. And we definitely need to feel secure. We need to feel covered by men.
Yeah.
If you guys don't cover us, we feel like we are uncovered and we don't feel secure.
Right.
So we gotta feel covered, and we need security. Like y'all need respect, we need to feel secure. We need that. But we need that integrity piece. We don't need you promising stuff. And the last thing I'm gonna say is emotional presence and stability.
Oh yeah.
Emotional presence.
Emotional presence.
Not cell phones, not iPads.
Yeah.
When you walk through the
I
door.
work on that. I have to work on that.
Let me give y'all a little nugget, ladies. When your husband walks through the door from a hard day's work, I'm looking at all the cameras now. When your husband walks through the door, I don't care if you're doing laundry, if you're bathing the kids, I don't care what you're doing. You stop what you're doing. You stop and you acknowledge your husband. This is your husband. Yeah. You acknowledge them. You know, and the same thing goes in when you walk in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your job should be putting down your phone and acknowledging your woman. Yeah. Telling her, how was your day, baby? These are simple little nuggets that we haven't been taught.
Yeah.
We haven't been taught properly. We've been taught, but we haven't been taught properly.
That's right.
So when you walk to the door, it has to be that, how you doing, baby? And I mean, women, when you tell your wife she's beautiful, when you say it, that makes a difference.
Yeah, it melts their heart.
And wait a minute, when we say, man, you looking good today. Look at my husband. He's looking good.
Oh, yeah, it boosts our confidence.
Come on. Sometimes men don't say that out loud. Do you need to hear that? Tell the men.
Yes, I gotta hear it. Man, we gotta hear it.
You gotta hear it too, because you don't need some other girl telling you look good.
And that's what happens.
Ooh, now come on.
That's what happens. And I talked about it last week about how the flower, before a flower dies, it will begin to go through the ground and seek out nutrients from other plants and roots. Same thing with a woman and a man. Before a man or woman spiritually dies, he or she Satan will always put somebody in your life.
Who sent you?
Satan will put somebody in your life that looks like the person you want, that act like the person you want, that have the money, or they have the time, or they have the words, the affirmations. Right. And that particular person will be the one that's just playing the violin for you.
That's right. And you're dancing to the beat. You're dancing to the beat.
Drawing you in.
Absolutely. I used to always tell my kids, when anybody comes in your life, not just your children, not just your relationships and marriage, you have to always ask yourself this question: who sent you? Always remember that. Who sent you? That gives you that turns on the light bulb in your mind to start watching that person. Yep. Don't be so easy and trusting to people you meet in life. Yep. You was going to read something in there?
Yeah, this is very profound, talking about words, about the human body, right?
Yes.
And again, it's going back to the same book.
Okay. I got a copy upstairs.
You got a copy too.
I got a copy.
So, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he says, the Elijah Muhammad once said that it takes 500 seconds or 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the light to travel 186,000 miles per second to travel from the sun to the earth.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So it takes 186,000 miles for light to travel from the sun to the earth. Likewise, he said, it takes 500 seconds, 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the blood to make a complete circulation between the heel of our feet and the brain and back.
Oh, wow.
Right? So scientists have discovered that each person has about 60,000 miles of arteries in their body.
Oh my, would you say 60,000 miles?
Each person has 60,000 miles of arteries in their body.
Wow.
So I give that example to say this. The example he gave is when you go visit a person in the hospital that is sick, if you put the right words in their ear, within 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you will see a change in their spirit.
Right, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
Within 8 minutes and 20 seconds, with the right words in somebody's ear,
that's right,
you will see a change in their spirit.
Right.
Why? Because words have power. Words are affirmation.
They do.
Words, it is the level of energy, light, and spiritual power that is contained in the right words communicated from the right motivation. It energizes the brain of the recipient of such words. That energy is delivered to every part of the body and thereby increasing the energy level in that person.
Wow. Wow. So it's the same thing like we were saying earlier when it comes to when you walk through the door, when you tell your wife or your spouse that you look beautiful, when you tell your kids you're doing a good job, when you say, I know you can do better. When I told you, I'm not settling for you failing that test.
That's right.
You got this. You can do better. Like when my kids call me and they're not feeling well, you guys know, all of my kids know who's watching tonight. I never say to them, oh my God, what's wrong? I immediately, I don't ever show fear, right?
No.
I immediately walk in there with the word of God, and I immediately walk in there saying, oh, we got to take authority over this thing.
That's right.
You are healed. So in every aspect of our life, we have to make sure, because the Bible says that, life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? So words can can snatch your life away, and words can bring life, right? So you have to always be so careful on what you speak to your kids, what you speak to your friends, and what you speak to your spouse. Your words matter, and how you treat them matter. I love that example you gave, because you know how I feel about trees.
Yeah.
There's a tree right now. I'm going to take a video of it, and I'm going to show it, that literally bust the earth apart. It literally, I mean, the cement was completely cracked up because that tree was trying to get to the water. It was dying and it needed water. And it was smart enough to realize, it started, like you said, seeking out. I'm trying to be in survival mode. How much can we do to save our marriages? Are we in survival mode? Or are we just giving up sometimes too fast? So let's get into survival mode. Let's act like that tree did and try to find that water to replenish your marriage. But it has to be starting off with that respect that we all need. And also we need to be careful what we say to each other, period.
Because it takes two.
It definitely takes two. It takes two. I wish I can say that I could have saved my marriage just based on what I wanted, but it definitely took two. But honestly, this is why I'm always talking to my kids about their relationships. It wasn't until I got out of my marriage that I realized, oh man, I was a piece of crap too. You know what I mean? And when I say I was a piece of crap, the things that I was saying in my anger. So now, verbally, when I got frustrated, I would say things that was so horrible because I was in pain, and I was hurt, and I wanted to hurt him. So I knew that my words were powerful, so I used that as a weapon. But I learned now, I have not been in a relationship where I have, and I'm saying this proudly, that any relationship that I have, be it romantically or be it just in relationships with my friends, I'm always using my words because I know my words have power. So if someone makes me upset, I literally just say, hey, I'm upset right now. I need my space. I just use that as power. I'm upset right now. I need my space. I'm not going to be like, get that out my face. Leave me alone. Now, I don't do that because now I'm not respecting that person. And I don't ever want to make the mistake not to respect a person anymore.
Man, I had that on my notes too. You gotta have a spiritually hardened heart. Lack of love leads to bitterness, offense, and spiritual numbness. Right. And I got Matthew on here, Matthew 24:12. Because of lawlessness, the love of many will grow cold. And that is so true. So many people, they begin to fertilize. They fertilize that.
Man, all right. What they fertilize?
They fertilize those things. They fertilize bitterness. They fertilize unforgiveness. And that's what begins to grow.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because those seeds have been planted, and they're beginning to grow, and it's affecting your marriage, it's affecting your relationships, and all those different things.
So the bottom line is be quick to forgive. Be very careful with how you speak to your spouse. Be very intentional in the time and the words that you speak to your spouse. Not just your spouse, but people in general in life. Be quick to forgive, man. I mean, don't be easily offended. If your spouse make a mistake, be quick to forgive them. And if your spouse even say something to you that you don't like, don't hold on to it.
That's right.
Just be able to say, look, I didn't like what you said to me. That really hurt my feelings. Sometimes we're so prideful, we don't even know how to say something hurt our feelings.
Have that communication.
Have that communication and say you hurt my feelings, even with your friends.
Yes, with the soft voice, not hard. With the soft voice. Hey, can I talk to you?
Let's do a little bit of it. Let's do a little bit just before we. I love interactive descriptions. So if you come home, you're on your phone. Act like you're on your phone.
On my phone.
He just walked through the door on his phone. I'm his wife. I'm playing Sharonda right now. Hey, honey.
Hey.
I really miss you.
I miss you too.
All day. And it would really be nice if you can put that phone away and let me see your beautiful eyes. I miss you so much. Can you put that phone away, baby?
Give me 1 second. Let me just.
All right, I'm counting 60, 59, 58.
All right, my phone is down.
Sometimes, instead of just saying, oh, you on your phone again? I told you every time you walk through the door, you on your phone? No. You know what? Try to learn how to do a little mixing. Hey, I want to see your handsome face, man. Get off that phone. I miss you today, baby. That makes him feel a little warm and fuzzy inside, and he might be quicker to put his phone down opposed to yelling and screaming. It's the gentle words that really matter. It's gentleness that really matter with us, So we got to learn how to be creative in our marriages. We got to learn how to be creative to figure out what is it going to take for me to pull my husband off that phone or pull my wife to cook more, like you said with the cooking. Hey, I love your steak. Hey, I love that. I'm looking forward to having some of that this weekend.
Right.
That makes her feel warm. She wants to cook the best steak for her husband.
Absolutely.
All right, how long we been on now?
We've been on that for 40 minutes. We
All
said
right,
we're going to be on for
said
30 minutes.
So we're going to
Okay?
stop. All
So
right.
we're going to stop. You're going to stop. This is, I know it's good. I know it's getting good. Listen, I love flowing, man.
I know.
Like I said, we prepare notes. If I could turn my camera around, we literally prepare notes for you guys every single week. But we always say, we pray before we get on these lives, and we ask the Lord to just allow us to flow. There's been times where we haven't even used our notes.
No, I know, absolutely. I used a little bit tonight, but I love the flow because this is personal to me. I want to see marriages. I want marriages to work. I want it to work, but I know that in order to work, I don't want people just to be married.
Yeah.
I want people to be happily married.
Yeah, don't just be in a commitment. Don't just be in a business transaction.
Right.
I'm
going to stay here until the kids get 18. It's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her,
Right. And God forbid you have to go the other way, right? That's okay too.
Yes.
Not saying we condone divorce or nothing like that, but that's okay too.
Sometimes it's okay.
Sometimes it's okay. If you're not having peace and tranquility in your house, you got to have peace in your house. You got to have peace in the crib.
Yeah. And within yourself, you got to have peace. Because bitterness and unforgiveness and anger, that's just going to create disease and stuff like that. So
and always make sure you try to seek help first also. Be transparent with seeking help, seeking counselors.
That's right.
Seeking therapists, seeking a pastor. Your spiritual leaders, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is important.
It is important.
And if you've done all of that and it still has not worked or seen a change, then,
And there's hope out there, son.
There is hope.
You can, your marriage may not work and you might find somebody that really makes you happy. You're like, what the heck was I saying? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but the bottom line is there is hope. There's new beginnings.
New beginnings.
There's new beginnings out there. So everything don't always have to be sad. There is new beginnings. Do I look happy?
Yeah.
All right. I am happy. You know what I mean? I'm happy.
Now, no son love their mother or want their mother out there dating nobody. Right?
Oh, no. You don't want me dating, do you?
No. and then she don't tell any guy that she may be communicating with, right? She'll say, well, my son's a cop. I'm like, that's right.
I do tell him that.
That's right.
I want to make sure they, he will look your behind up.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's right. I'll come get you.
Yeah, he is literally like my father now. It's so funny how roles reverse.
Yeah.
He's like my father when, God forbid, if I'm dating somebody, they had to walk through the door. He's never smiling. He's not walking in love.
Yeah, and that's a men thing. Men, y'all know what's up, right? With mothers, sisters, aunties, grandmothers, I got to make sure, I'm giving them a look. Like,
right.
Listen, I don't condone this, but listen. I make sure I come through with the badge on the hip, the gun too, and I walk that way so they can see everything. Take the hand like this. What's up? What's up?
Scaring the crap out of people.
Yeah, I don't smile sometimes.
But I am so thankful that my kids are very protective of me. Yeah. The roles are reversing now. They want to make sure mom's happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want to make sure was I in the camera tonight?
Yeah, you in the camera.
Oh, okay, they wanted to make sure mom's is happy. So we're gonna end the night saying one thing: walk in love.
Walk in love.
Peace, joy. And I always confess with my sister friends, we love everybody and everybody loves us. Like, share, send it. And you guys can let us know what you want us to talk about next week because we're trying to stay consistent, man.
But I like the love talk. There's
so
much to talk about love.
It is because we didn't even get through all of it.
We didn't.
This time goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I guess we got to end with that, though. Did we get any comments? Because I want to answer some comments, please, because people been getting on to me.
Hurt people hurt. That's so true. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of comments on here. Tiffany's watching. What's up, Tiffany? Lynetta's watching. What's up,
Lynetta? Oh, it's my girl. It's my sister.
Bishop Rose is watching. What's
up? All right,
Bishop. I can't reach that camera. It's too far away.
See, that's why I said we've got to figure something out that we can answer that. So if we didn't answer...
So we're going to start pulling up, because we got all these devices, we're going to start pulling up maybe Facebook right here.
Right.
So we can see the comments and talk to y'all from, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Then we can answer right on, you know what I mean? We can answer on the spot, right?
Yeah, we can answer on the spot. There's a question.
That's good.
Because I don't got my glasses. You got your glasses.
I got my glasses. I don't play with them. I don't play with them. When he get past a certain age, you're gonna understand this is real.
No, my eyes is good.
Okay.
My eyes is.
All right, I am confessing that. What we say? Life is in the power of the tongue. Your eyes are strong.
My eyes are strong.
They are 20/20 vision. Okay.
20/20.
All right, spank me right now. So I want to give a shout out to my children tonight. My other kids. Hopefully. Oh, my daughter's gonna be here on Wednesday. Your sister's coming in from Utah. So I told her I'm going to get her on the live because I think she has a lot to say too. She's a very, very, very disciplined person.
Yeah, and we're going to start transitioning some of these lives, y'all, onto YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody who
Because-
knows how to help us with the technology, we would love it.
Yeah, we're gonna start getting on YouTube as well. We got a channel, Walking Against the Current. Go like, share, subscribe.
That's
it's
right.
on YouTube, but we're gonna start putting stuff on YouTube, and we're gonna try to still do we're gonna still do the lives on here, but we really want to focus on growing our YouTube channel so we can reach the masses of people that's not following us on Facebook. That's why we need you guys to like, share, and comment to get the word out there, because this stuff is powerful. I believe it's powerful. She believes it's powerful. And we hope and pray that you believe it's powerful as well, and that our goal is to help people change lives.
That's right.
One heart at a time.
Oh, I like that. Look at him. This.
Yeah, one heart at a time.
All right, that's
You
right.
know, I got my Batman. I got my Batman on. You know, so.
Yeah, he's superhero. He's superhero tonight.
It could be why I was flowing like that.
Oh, yeah, the superhero powers coming to the coat. All right, the superhero powers coming to the coat.
Well, listen,
All
we ain't
right.
gonna hold y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Yes.
Y'all enjoy your Memorial Day. You know, eat some food for us. I'm about to go hop on the grill and cook some wings. You didn't even know that.
I didn't know that. Okay, I guess I'm coming to get some wings tonight.
Well, listen, y'all be blessed. We love y'all. Have a blessed night.
Yes.
So I'm gonna cut this one off first.
See y'all later.
Oh, Lordy. I gotta reach across and cut this one off.